And the famous saying within the Sufi tradition that people are sleeping and when they die, they wake up. People are sleeping and when they die, they wake up. And then, of course, the saying that pairs with it, mutu qabla an tamutu, die before you die. In other words, the generality of believers, they accept that this life is a dream, it's like a dream, it's a test, and that we will wake up into the real world after this world, and we will enter into the divine presence, and we will be called account to all that we do. But the Sufis, as one person said, they're the impatient ones, right? They want to wake up now. They don't want to wait. And so the contention of the Sufi tradition, like all the mystical traditions within every religion, is that there is a way to wake up here and now. There is a way to wake up within the dream. Mutu qabla an tamutu, to die before you die. To die to the illusory self and awaken to the true self and to true consciousness. Right? And so Rumi said, this place is a dream. Only a sleeper considers it real. Then death comes like dawn and you wake up laughing at what you thought was your grief. Right? And he also says, the real Sufi laughs at death while everyone else is tyrannized by it. Because the real Sufi knows that when you strike the shell, the pearl is unharmed. Beautiful analogy. In other words, of course, he's getting at is that death strikes our shell, right? Our body, our physical nature, ages and becomes decrepit and dies. But the pearl within us is the spirit, and that does not die. Right? Every soul will taste death, but every soul does not die. The soul tastes death and then passes to the next world. And so one who has already tasted death in this world and passed into that spiritual world, the death of the physical body is of no consequence because they've awakened to their true spiritual nature. Now, so that raises the question for the reflective one. Okay, if this is a dream, who's the dreamer? In other words, have I fallen asleep and entered in a dream? And if I have, who am I? Be it before the dream, right? In other words, we all every night lay in our bed and we fall asleep and we enter into a dream. And in that dream, we forget about ourselves. We forget about our bed and our house and our city and where we are. And we enter into a whole nother world and we have a number of experiences. But the interesting thing about a dreamer is the dreamer never actually leaves the place that he fell asleep. So the implication of this teaching is that we've never left the divine presence, that place that we started, the spiritual realm. We're still there, but we're just not aware of it. But if the veil were removed, we could come into an awareness of it.